Welcome to this Foundation Paper 2 walkthrough, June 2022. Let's get into it. We've got a rounding question. 1476 to the nearest 10. That's going to be 1480. Next we have a fraction question. 1 minus 3 over 10. That's going to be 7 over 10. Next we have a mode question. So the mode is the number that occurs the most in our list of numbers. We can see 3 appears the most. It's there 4 times. We have a multiple question. Write down a 3-digit number that is a multiple of 5. 125 could be an answer. Decimal percentage question. We've got write 0.4 as a percentage. That's going to be 40%. Next question, we're ordering numbers. So starting with the smallest, it's going to be minus 11. Then we've got minus 7, minus 2, 3, 8, and 10. We have a polygon question. We need to write down a mathematical name. It's got 6 sides, so it's a hexagon. Which side of the polygon is parallel to side CD? So that's side CD. And the parallel side will share the same gradient, so that's going to be AF. Write down the side of the polygon that is perpendicular to the side AF. To the side AF. So we've got AF here. So one of the sides that would be perpendicular, so that would meet it at 90 degrees, would be BA. So let's write BA. Next we have a circle question. It says write down the coordinates of point A. That's going to be, so we go 3 across, 2 up, so 3, 2. On the grid, mark with a cross the point with coordinates minus 4, 3. And then we label it B. So minus 4, we go across here, and then 3 up to this point here, and we need to label that B. Part C says to draw a circle with the center 1, minus 1, and radius of 4. So we go to 1, and then down. So this is the center of the circle. Its radius has to be 4 centimeters. So we're going to do 4 units. 1. So we know part of the circle is going to be there. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there. 1, 2, 3, 4. There as well. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we have to use these points to sketch our circle. And that's it. We have a graph question now. So graph showing the number of houses sold by an estate agent in each of 6 months last year. How many houses were sold in February? So we need to go to February, which is here, then go up to the graph, and then just read off the y-axis. So it's in between these points here. I would say that's 23 houses sold. For this estate agent, write down the ratio of the number of houses sold in January to number of houses sold in June. So we're going to look at January and June. So in January, that was 10. June, that looks like 56. So I'd say 10 to 56 for that one. Potentially could be simplified to 5 and 28. And that's it. Now we have a problem solving question. So Sonia wants to book a holiday. The holiday will cost 1428. She pays a deposit of 150 and will pay the rest in 6 equal monthly payments. And how much will each monthly payment be? So first we need to minus that deposit from the cost of the holiday. 150. And that's going to give us 1278. So that's what she has left to pay in 6 equal monthly payments. So we divide that by 6 to get the value of what she'll be paying each month. So once we divide that by 6, we get £213. Now we have an angles question. We need to work out the value of x and give reasons for it while we're working it out. So the first angle we can work out is this angle here, the blue one that I've just marked. Because angles in a triangle must add up to 180. So we're going to do 180 minus 25 minus 116, and that'll give us the blue angle. So that's going to give us 39 degrees. So we know this is 39 degrees. And then we also know that opposite angles are equal. So the opposite angle to 39 is the x angle. So we know x must also equal 39 degrees. Okay, now we have a number machine. The first question says work out the output when the input is 28. So if the input is 28, we divide that by 7, that gives us 4, and then we need to add 5, that gives us 9. So the answer is 9 for the first one. Part B says the input is 8, we're missing this first step. We then times it by 11, and the output is 154. So in this question we're working backwards. We've got to do 154 divided by 11. That's going to give us 14. And then 14 minus something is going to give us 8. So that would be 14 minus 6. So it should be, if you look at it the other way around now, it'll be 8 plus 6 is 14. 14 times 11 is 154. So yeah, that's the final answer, plus 6. Okay, now we're going to be filling out a two-way table. So the first bit of information, during the last 3 months, she sold 198 beds. So that's the total. We're going to put 198 in this box here. 59 beds were sold without a mattress. So without a mattress is 59, which means that total is 198, and that's 59. We know that this is going to be 139. 45 of the beds were double beds. So we know that 45 goes here. 17 of the single beds were sold without a mattress. 17 of the single beds were sold without a mattress. So 17 single without a mattress. There we go. 67 of the 83 king size beds were sold with a mattress. So 67 of the 83 was sold with a mattress, which then leaves 16 for us here, which means we can also work out the total single beds because we have these two. So for that box, this box here, we're going to do 198 minus 83 minus 45, which gives us 70. And then for this double box here, we are going to do 59 minus 17 minus 16, which gives us 26. And then for these boxes, single with a mattress, if there were 70 total and 17 without a mattress, that leaves 53 with a mattress. We'll do the same for double, so 45 minus 26 gives us 19. And that's our two-way table complete. Okay, now we're looking at inequalities. So first part, we need to pick the correct inequality or even the equal sign. So 5/8 is going to be bigger than 2/8, so we put that. Minus 2 times minus 3 gives us positive 6. Minus 3 plus 9 gives us 6 also, so we can put equals in that space there. We're looking at a frequency table now. So the first part of the question says work out the total number of social media accounts used by these students. So we have the social media accounts and the frequency. So we're just going to times across. So 3 students didn't use any social media accounts, so that's just 0. I'm going to make it an FX column. That's just going to be 0. 57 times 1 is just 57. 2 times 84 is going to give us 168. 75 times 3 is going to give us 225. And then 81 times 4 will give us 324. Totals of social media. Then we're going to add all these values together to find our answer. So we add all of these up and we get 774. So that's our answer for the first part. 774. Next it says find the median number. So the median number of social media accounts used by these students. So if we go back to the first part of the question, we know there are 300 students. So we're going to divide that by 2, which gives us 150. So we're looking for the 150th student in our data. So if we did a cumulative frequency, the reason we do this is because the median's in the middle. That's why. So cumulative frequency, we've got 3. Add the 57, we've now got 60. Add 84, we have 144. So it's not going to be in this group. However, it is going to be in this next group here, the 150th student. Because once we add 75, it's going to go way past 150. So we know our 150th student would be in this group here. So our answer would be 3. So 3 is the median number of social media accounts. Next, we're looking at scale drawings. So on a scale drawing, a building has a length of 12.4. So its length is 12.4 and has a width of 9.4. But the real length of the building is 62 meters. So I'm going to put that underneath, 62 meters. And we need to work out the real length, the real width of the building. So first I'm going to do 62 divided by 12.4. And once I do that, I get 5. So I know to go from length, from the scale drawing to the real length, I need to times by 5. And I'm going to do the same on the other side, times by 5. So 9.4 times 5 is going to give me 47. So the real width for the building is 47 meters. Okay, in this question we have a straight line graph. So I think the best way to solve these ones is usually with a table. We're going to put x on the top, y underneath, like so. Okay. And it wants the values of x from -2 to 4. So that's what I'm going to write up here. Okay, next you're going to use your calculator or do it in your head to work out the value of y. So the first one, when x is -2, so what I need to do is sub x into this equation here. So y equals 4 minus x. So that's going to be y equals 4 minus -2, which is going to give me 6 because 2 minuses become a plus. And then 4 minus -1, again that's a plus, so 4 plus 1, that is 5. And you continue and do the rest. Now we have all our values, we are able to plot the coordinates. So the first coordinate would be -2, 6. So we go -2 on the x-axis and up to 6 on the y-axis. Then we go to -2 on the x-axis and up to 5, because that's our coordinate. And the same for the rest. And then when we've marked all of these points, we need to get our ruler and draw a straight line through them. So we'll get our ruler and just draw a straight line. And that's the question finished. Okay, we have a mean question now. 115 appointments were missed last month. These missed appointments were a total of 25.3 hours. Work out the mean length of time for each missed appointment in minutes. So we're going to first do 25.3 divided by 115 to find the length of one appointment that was missed. That gives us 0.22 hours. But we need to get our answer into minutes. So we've got to convert this 0.22 into minutes. To do that, we're going to times by 60. So once we times by 60, we get 13.2, and that's our answer. Okay, another problem solving question. Nimra buys a 3 kg box of sweets for £17.60. She puts the sweets into bags to sell. Each bag contains 150 grams of sweets. So let's find out how many bags she's actually selling by doing 3,000 divided by that 150 grams. That gives us 20. So there's 20 bags of sweets for sale. She fills as many bags as possible. They all sold for the same price, and she wants to make a profit of at least 35%. So for her to make a profit of 35%, we need to work out what that would be. So 17, using our multipliers, so that would be 1.35, we're timesing it by to get 35% on top of the original amount. So that would be 23.76, so £23.76. So the lowest price she should charge for her bags is this number divided by 20. So 23.76 divided by 20, and that gives us 1.188, but rounded would give us 1.19. So £1.19 should be her minimum price. Next we have a probability tree. So in a probability tree, each branch. So this is a branch, an example of a branch. Each branch should add up to 1. So with that fact, we know that this is going to be 1 minus 0.13, which gives us 0.87. And this one here is going to be 0.94. And the same for this one underneath. Part B says to work out the probability that the train to work and the train home will arrive late. So that's late and then late again. So when we go across branches, we multiply. So we're going to do 0.13 times by 0.06. And that's going to give us 39 over 5,000. Now we've got an algebra question. So simplify this. So that's x to the power of 3, and outside the brackets is a 5. So we multiply the indices there. So it's going to give us x to the power of 15. Next one, we're expanding and simplifying. So 4 times x is 4x. 4 times 3 gives us 12, so plus 12. Then 7 times 4 gives us 28. 7 times minus 2x gives us minus 14x. Then we collect our like terms. So 4x minus 14x gives us minus 10x. And then 12 plus 28 gives us 40. So our final answer is 40 minus 10x. This one we're factorizing, so we find out what's common in both of these expressions. So 15 and 3, that's got 3 in common. We've got x cubed and x squared, so they've got x squared in common and no y's. So first part of this bracket is going to be 5x, and then it'll be y, and that's it factorized. Transformations. So in this question, we need to describe the transformation that maps shape S, the shape below, to shape T. We can see it's just moved, hasn't rotated or enlarged or anything. So it's a translation. So we put translation, and then we've got to see that translation. So we put 2 points that are the same, and we look at that journey. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 to the left, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 up. So with translations, we use vectors to describe them, and with vectors we put our x coordinate at the top and our y underneath. So the x would be minus 5 because it's 5 to the left, and then it's 6 up, so it's a positive 6, and that's it. Error intervals. So in this question, we've got length of a football pitch is 90 meters, correct to the nearest meter. We need to find the higher error interval and the lower. So we've got 90 meters. The higher side will be 90.5. So 90.5. And the lower would be 89.5. Here we have a problem solving question involving area. So here we need to show how much more area per person there is in Festival B than in Festival A. So Festival A, I'm going to do 80,000 divided by 425, and that's going to give me 188.2 meters squared per person. For Festival B, it doesn't give us the area, so we have to work that out by doing 700 times 2,000 and then dividing that by 6,750, and once we do that we get 207.4 meters squared. And it said how much greater space do people have in Festival B. So we're going to do 207.4 minus 188.2, and that's going to give us 19.2. It said give your answer correct to the nearest whole number. I'm going to round that down to 19 meters squared, and that's part A. In part B, we can see what Callum says here. He's not correct because 1 meter squared is equal to 100 centimeters multiplied by 100 centimeters. So instead of dividing by 100 as he's done here, he should really be dividing by 10,000, and that's his error. Here we have a coordinates question. I would say in these sorts of questions it's good to draw it out to help you understand. So I would say sketch out a straight line. It says the coordinates of L -3, 1, and the coordinates of M 4, 9. we got L. You know what? Let me put M in the middle. Sorry, I've just seen the ratio. So the ratio is LMN. So let's put M there. It's going to be 4 and 9. So if we look at the gradient of this line, we can see we're going 7 to the right and 8 up. We've got our ratio. Our ratio is 2 to 3. So the length of M to N is 1.5 times these lengths. So let me just put 1.5 times. So 7 times 1.5, that's going to give us 10.5. And then 8 times 1.5, that's going to give us 12. So our coordinates at M are going to be 4 plus that 10.5. So that's going to be 14.5. And then 9 plus that 12. So that's going to be 21. And that's the answer. Okay, so in this question, we're going to be looking at percentages. A new phone costs $679. The value of the phone decreases at a rate of 4% per year. Work out the value of the phone at the end of 3 years. So in this question, we're going to use multipliers. So if something is decreasing, if something's decreasing at 4%, our multiplier is going to be 0.96. So we do 679 times 0.96. That's for 3 years. So we put it to the power of 3, and we see what that equals. That gives us 600.74, and that's our answer. Now we're looking at a conversion question. So let's work out how much Sam's paying first in pounds, because I want to get them both into pounds and litres. So Spain, that's going to be, so if he's paying 27 euros, we need to change that into pounds. So we're going to do 27 times 0.85. That gives us 22.95, which means he's spending £22.95 on 18 litres of petrol. Now let's look at Wales. Okay, so it's already in pounds, but I want to change the gallons to litres. So I'm going to do 8 times 4.5, and that gives me 36 litres. So that means he's spending £40.80 on 36 litres of the same petrol. So to be able to compare these better, I'm going to divide this by 2. So they're both 18 litres. So for 18 litres, Leo's spending £20.40. It says Sam thinks the petrol is cheaper in Spain than Wales. Is Sam correct? So we can see no, Sam isn't correct. It's cheaper in Wales. Okay, we've got a simultaneous equation question now. So the first step is to get either our x's or y's the same. In this case, I want to get the y's the same and times that top line by 2. So the y's are both going to be 4y. So if I times that top line out, I get 10x plus 4y equals 54. Bottom line, I keep the same. You can see we've got both 4y's. And then next, I'm going to minus the lines. So 10x minus 6x gives us 4x. They cancel out the 4y's. And 54 minus 28, that's going to give us 26. Next, we do x equals 26 over 4. And that's going to go in 6.5 times. So 6.5. Next, I'm going to sub this value into one of these equations above. I'm going to use the top one because it looks a little bit easier. So that's our x value. And we're subbing that into this top equation. So 5 bracket 6.5 instead of putting x plus 2y equals 27. So we're going to rearrange now. So 2y equals 27 minus 5 times 6.5. then we got y equals all of this divided by 2. So we put all of that into our calculator, and for y we get minus 2.75. And there's our two answers.